All right. Thank you all for joining our meeting. It's hosted by HRC from Douglasville, Georgia. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your contribution, your swag, your food. And we, our students and I, and the rest of the department are looking forward to hearing what you have in terms of what you do in business operation and also uh, opportunities, job opportunities for graduates as well as summer co-op opportunities. All right, thank you all very much, and the floor is yours.
Appreciate it. Thanks again for letting us, allowing us to come join you guys. Go ahead and warn you, you know, this is the first time we've done a presentation like this, you know, through the Zoom or over the what do they call it, the internet. And appreciate you guys. We've taken an interest and we've got one guy that works for us right now that graduated from Troy. I think Davis graduated 2 years ago this May. And then we've also had some interns work with us before also from Troy. So that's what we're interested in. HRC, we're civil engineers, landscape architects, and land surveyors, and not necessarily in that order. We have been trying to grow our survey department through, you know, guys like you.
Dr. Ramroot, that guy in the back, he doesn't get one. The guy in the back corner, yeah, he doesn't get anything. Nothing. Nothing. No, take it back.
Don't worry, he's watching all over our vehicles. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can look at him though. When he first came and interned with us, he weighed about 250, and look what we did to him. So, you're looking for to get in shape over the summer. There's a good example. So, but going into that, what we're really wanting to do is we've been trying to grow our company and grow the survey department through, you know, hiring graduates with that are graduating and want to become registered land surveyors. And so we've gotten directed to your program and have been impressed with the students and the guys we've talked to, and the Davis and Luke, the ones that have actually come and worked with us. And we want to, I guess, maintain this connection with you guys. So kind of in saying that, we're looking to hire a couple of land surveyors to start with us when they graduate this May. And we're definitely looking for co-op or internship opportunities for this coming summer also. I know that, you know, 2020 was an odd year. We had planned on trying to have some then, but as things kind of went that direction, it was hard for us to actually pull through with that. And we were only able to have, I think, one intern that we had. So anyway, just want to let you know that we're looking for guys like you, and want to encourage you to go on our website, and you can look at the type of projects we do. Just to talk about our survey department right now, we have, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have 2 registered land surveyors, and we have 2 that have passed their fundamentals of land surveying. And, you know, one thing that we definitely do with our guys that want to become land surveyors, we want to help you obtain that. There's no reason to go to school for all these years and go towards this and not finish up by becoming a professional land surveyor. So we want to do everything we can to help you obtain that also. So we, you know, will help you in any way we can to do that. I think we are registered in, okay, now we've got another classroom here. This is the social distancing, I guess, going on. But where was I headed with that?
We're registered in several states. We work in the Southeast.
Work in the Southeast. We're registered in like 13 or 14 different states. Good work. Most of our survey work, though, we keep closer to home. A lot of guys question, or is there a lot of travel? Occasionally, we have overnight travel for our survey crews, but I'd say 95% of the time you're in your own bed every night, and it's probably a higher percentage than that. But what we've seen is a lot of growth in our area. We've seen down around Savannah and Charleston, so we're doing a lot of our out of town surveying stuff is going in that direction towards the East Coast. But the majority of everything is right here around West Georgia, Metro Atlanta area, and into East Alabama. So I was going into that. We actually typically run 4 crews every day. We feel like we can grow that. That's what we're really trying to do. We know this summer that we really need a 5th or 6th crew out there. We do the 2-man crews. Aaron can speak to you about the type of equipment that our guys use, and see if you guys have had any been able to touch any of this equipment.
So typically we use all Trimble hardware for our equipment. We have several robotics. We have several RTK network rovers that we use. We have some old total stations that we use as well as backups, but primarily we're just running 2- and 3-man crews on a when it's necessary to have a 3rd man, but it's typically robots and GPS now. We do not currently have any drones in-house, but we are always looking at the possibility of adding a drone, just because that is some cool technology out there, that's for sure.
I think that Sean, fellow that just started with us back in December, I believe he got his certification to be able to fly the drones. And we have another guy that's going to start with us that has the certification also. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are interested in that. Do y'all have any? Do you have any classes where you get to put your hands on any drones over there?
They post-process the data. We typically what we do is we have to be flight certified, and we have Alan Novas come in. So post-processing the data, what we do, but we need to get more hands-on. We do have a drone miner that goes into more detail.
Oh, okay, okay.
Pix 40 to post-process the data.
So those classes aren't required for these guys, for the survey guys, but they can get that if they'd like.
Yes.
Okay. So we see it as an opportunity, and I really kind of throw it out there also just to say that we're looking for some young guys to champion this, where we can help us get into that. We see an opportunity, to use those, and we've teamed up with some other surveyors that are helping us by actually gathering some of that information. So we're at least in the opportunity now to be able to see what those benefits are, and maybe even some of the limitations as well with that.
So kind of talking about what we do here at HRC, we run the gamut in terms of the types of surveys and the types of projects that we work on. Traditional boundary surveys, ALTA surveys, topographic surveys, tree surveys. We survey so many trees up here near in Metro Atlanta, it's not even funny because they're crazy about all their trees. We're in a lot of construction staking on commercial and large subdivision residential sites as well. We do what we call builder services, which is essentially helping tract home builders plan the lot with the house, stake the house corners, make sure that they get the thing on the lot in the right way, because they're just not they're not as savvy as some surveyors and engineers, or we don't think they are, those tract builders, and they need our help with that. So we do those kind of things. We've handled GIS projects in the past where we've done like infrastructure inventory, provided data and metadata for those municipalities. We do oddball things as well. I don't know if you guys ever heard of LOMA, Letter of Map Amendment. It's a floodplain insurance item. We do those for homeowners, commercial businesses, and some of our developer clients as well, helping people get flood insurance rates reduced. So when you come to work with us, you get a broad swath of things thrown at you and things that you can learn, make you a well-rounded employee and a well-rounded land surveyor. So we're not a very specific, task-specific surveyor where I know there's a few companies out there they send crews out on a daily basis and all they do is as-built utilities around street intersections. That just doesn't sound appealing to me. I like the creativity and the difference that we have with working with engineers and working on cool projects as well. So that's kind of what we do. Our typical survey path for employment is new grads. We like to hire these guys and put you in the field for at least a year, 18 months, if you've not had any serious experience in the field. Not only do we think that to be valuable to you as a land surveyor, it's valuable to you for your peers as you progress up and you gain more responsibility. It's that been there, done that mentality. But it's also a requirement with the state board. You need to show that you've got that progressive experience. So field, then you move into like a survey tech kind of role, which is a bit of a management kind of role, coordinating crews, schedules, tasks for all the field guys. Then you move into a more of a project manager type of role where you are at the point you're becoming an RLS. You're managing those survey projects, reviewing that data, making sure that you're staying on budget, staying on schedule, meeting client expectations. So that's kind of the roles, the progressive employment experience that you kind of get with us. And I'll tell you, we've had several guys who we put into a role and they start doing something and they've said, man, this ain't me. Thank you for the paycheck. I'm showing up, I'm doing work, but this is not giving me any real passion. We've taken those guys and we plugged them into different areas. We want to make sure that we find something that not only challenges you, but gives you satisfaction in what you do. If you were going to put windshield wipers on a Buick every day, you can go down to the factory and do that. But we want to help people to be the best that they can be. Sometimes, you get doing a certain thing and it's fine, but it's not what you enjoy. So we want to make sure that people are happy and satisfied with what they're doing at our company too.
We kind of have used the adage of if you're on the right bus, sometimes we got to find the right seat for you. So sometimes that's kind of the way it's worked out. And we've really had some guys that by moving around to different opportunities within our company have flourished on that also. I was going to talk for a minute about where we're at. I know you guys might not make it to Atlanta that much, but we are on the west side of Atlanta. Our office is about 25 miles from downtown Atlanta. So we're in the suburbs, and we're on Interstate 20. So if you are coming from, it's really easier. I said, if you're coming from Birmingham, we're about 35 miles inside the state line once you cross the Georgia state line coming from Alabama. I guess coming up 85, which is coming from Troy, that direction, you would never get into Atlanta because the roads would come to us and we'd be on that west side of Atlanta. There. Talking about, the people that come and work for us, we've got some of our folks that they live in Atlanta and they drive to us. So they're kind of driving out against the traffic, because I'm sure a lot of people would be concerned about traffic of Atlanta, because there is a lot of folks over here. But a lot of people like that. But we also have, we're on the fringe and in the suburb. We also, if you would rather live in a trailer by a lake, you know, you can be within 15 minutes of our office in a trailer by a lake somewhere. We kind of have the best of both worlds. I like to say, if you want to go see Garth Brooks in concert, he's going to probably come to Atlanta. And even if you live in that trailer by the lake out here in the country, you're still close enough to get to those services that you see in Atlanta. But then we see a lot of young guys like you guys that want to be right over there. So, go see the Braves, walk to go see the Braves play, or, do those things. And we have a lot of our guys that live up there around where the Braves are, in Marietta and Smyrna. So we see a lot of young professionals like you guys that's where they want to be. And it works out pretty good for them for where we're at and traffic wise also. So, are there any questions that anybody has that don't want us just to sit here and rattle off at you guys? Is there any questions or that we can answer for anybody?
If there are no questions, Dr. Ramroot, we will take all the swag back. So we gotta have at least one good question. One good question.
Y'all do like a lot of engineering for the construction for your engineering projects. Do y'all do the stakeout, or do they get their construction crews to do the stakeout, or how does that work?
That's a good question.
All right, y'all get to keep the swag.
Yeah.
Good job. Y'all pat him on the back. Actually, it's a little bit of both. The projects that we do engineering on, a lot of times we'll do the construction layout on them as well. But then I'd say it's 75%. We do our own staking layout on our own engineering projects. 25% of the time, it's out of our control and out of our client's control. I'll give you an example of one. We've got a big $60 million apartment project that's breaking ground here very soon, and we're not doing the staking on it. It breaks my heart. But there's so many different layers of who gets to choose who's going to do that staking that we were too far removed from it. So, you win some and you lose some, but
on the flip side of that, we do a lot of construction staking on jobs that we did not do the engineering on. So, and we've really grown that side of our business too. We do a lot of construction staking where, contractors don't really care who engineered it, but they want us out there doing the construction staking. So, we've really been able to grow that part of the business.
And they like that because they know who we are. They know the performance that we're going to provide them, and they can rest assured that the quality we're going to give them, that when we tell them to, put a manhole here and this is exactly, where it needs to go, that it's exactly right. There's no question and ambiguity about all that kind of stuff. We give them pride ourselves on performance. So they like that. It's very much a relationship-based thing. And I know construction staking is in a little gray area of land surveying. I would encourage you, wherever you go to work, to get some construction staking experience for sure, because it's going to make you a better surveyor in the long run. Even if it's not something you like, not something you really want to do, not something you enjoy, it will make you valuable in the long run to know how these things are put together, why they're put together the way they are, when you can realize something's wrong, because you are going to interface with engineers and contractors, unless you're just going to do mom and pop boundary surveys. And if you don't have that kind of knowledge, foundational knowledge about that stuff, you won't be seen as being as valuable to your clients. So.
Yeah, it makes me think about driving up to a construction site where we've staked things out and there's 1,000 stakes and flags whipping in the wind. And, if you don't have that experience or that hands-on, it could be very confusing with all of these stakes out here and, 5-foot offsets, 25-foot offsets. And, help me out with the language here where you set the elevations. Is it a hub that you set? And then with the elevations and all of the information that you're trying to give the contractor out there, because what we've also found is it seems like the contractors never really look at the plans. They're going from what your stakes say. If your stakes say you cut 5 feet right here for a curb, they're cutting 5 feet. They're not really looking at that, and you're telling them what the radius is with your stakes. So, very important part of the design process and development process per se. So, any other questions or comments you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I have a question. Y'all say y'all use all Trimble in all your equipment. First part is, do y'all use the Trimble business part of it to do all your software, or what kind of software do you use?
Good. That's another good question. So we do not use Trimble Business Center for all of our in-house software. We found it to be cumbersome. That's all there is to it. We use Carlson for all of our reduction and that kind of that stuff. And then we just use regular Land Desktop and Civil 3D for all of our drafting, labeling, etc. We are getting Civil 3D appointment management, that kind of stuff. But we've really kind of stayed away from Trimble Business Center. It's just, it didn't work for us. So.
Okay. Well, the second question is, for like the student or employee coming into work, what is the opportunity for them to be able to learn y'all's, I guess, not to say bad habits as a company, but y'all's process of working through everything?
We'll teach you bad habits. We'll teach you bad habits. We'll do our best for that. We'll teach you some good habits as well. I'll tell you, it's really an on-the-job training kind of scenario. But since COVID, prior to COVID, we had weekly training sessions with all of our survey crews and with all our survey personnel, to be honest with you, not just crews. And so with those weekly training sessions, we went through how-tos, a little lunch and learn, 30-minute session, 15-minute session of being able to help learn these kind of processes, get your hands around with the software, what to do, what not to do, all those kind of those fun things. And even during those training sessions, I'd hammer all of our survey personnel. You feel like you're going to get out of school here and you're going to run. We don't treat you that way. We make sure that you put the knowledge that you've learned in school to work. So we're going to question you to grow you. So you'll get quizzed, and you'll get quizzed in software, and you'll get quizzed in drafting, and you'll get quizzed on a daily basis. But it's in the hopes and for your benefit to grow as an employee for sure.
So, and I'll continue this too. So we also do something what we call create to elevate, and what we do, and we were getting ready to do another one this time last spring when COVID hit, and we had to kind of close it down. But anyway, once we have the opportunity to get this going again, we will create to elevate. But what we did is we took the entire staff here at HRC, and we broke everybody up into groups of 3 to 4 people, and we basically made everybody come up with new ideas for the company. Okay, so what we were looking at was kind of did the what's the show that Mr. Wonderful's on? Does anybody know that one?
Okay.
What was that?
Is it not Shark Tank?
Yeah, Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
There you go.
Yeah, Shark Tank.
So we kind of did that with the groups, and we gave some incentives. The group that came up with the best idea per the Sharks, that group actually got a weekend stay down at St. Simon's Islands, which is down just south of Savannah. The second place group got Callaway Gardens, which is down near Columbus, Georgia, and then the team that came in third actually had each one of the members got $200 put in their pocket. But what we found that by doing that is I have a suggestion box in the back of the office that, is locked and people are supposed to put suggestions in. Now, they don't realize there's a trash can right under that. But what I'm finding is that people won't really tell you suggestions or ideas, but, in that manner. But by doing this and giving them the time to go and actually, do a little think tank with 2 or 3 other people in the office, is they came back with some great ideas. And I think what won basically was some guys the opportunity to work remotely for some of our office people. And then what the next one was the way we should go about training our new hires and ongoing training, as we're employees. So another thing that came out of that was we created what we call HRC University. So the idea is that every 2 or 3 times a year, what we'll do is we'll have a 2-day welcome to HRC, and all of the new employees will go through this, and we'll talk about how to do your time sheet, how to use the copier, and all the different parts and things and history of HRC, and just to kind of bring you in the fold. And Luke, did you go through one of those the summer you were here? Did we have that going yet?
Yes, sir. It was good. I've never seen that before. It was very educational.
I think you were the only one that ever failed HRC University, though.
I think I was. I think that's right.
We need you to retake the test.
Exactly. Come on back.
Yep.
But I say all that to try to illustrate the training plus how we want to be listening to our people. And so even with COVID hit, we were lucky enough to be able to react very quickly. We were able to get laptops for the office, and we were able to start working from home. We did about 10 weeks, just at the drop of a hat, everybody working from home. We're kind of moving into that, we're the older group of folks here is kind of, how can you do all of this work and not be all together? But we proved to ourselves that we can get that done. The survey wise, when we did that, with the big scare, basically the field crew guys ended up driving separately to job sites, but now we're back in the trucks together, and for the most part, business as usual. Stock mask, and we have sanitizer and stuff for the trucks and stuff like that. And so far, we've had really good results over the last year from the way we've kind of changed with the times, if you will. Anything else? This room right here hadn't said anything yet.
They don't get any swag.
Yeah. I don't see any swag in there, maybe.
Anybody?
Go ahead.
I'm considering leaving the department. So what sort of employment package you have? Tell us something about the health insurance for graduates, and also a little more about the co-op opportunities, because we do have in the other room students who are looking for summer for.
Understand, Dr. Rammer, you're probably too well educated to come to work for us, to be honest with you. You would be the smartest guy in the room, and I don't know that would work with us. So, but our benefits package is pretty generous, I would say. We have a health insurance coverage plan. We have a dental insurance coverage plan. We have a vision insurance coverage plan. When you come to work for us, we actually not only cover you, but we provide a small, it's nothing outlandish, and I think this is something that's nice. There's a life insurance plan that goes along with it too. So if something were unfortunate to happen to you, your family or your beneficiary would get a check to take care and give you a proper, respectful funeral. And I'll tell you, we've never really put that at the forefront of anything that we've ever considered until it happened to us. And several years ago, we had a guy that was working for us, and it was a very tragic, great employee, unfortunate event. he passed away over one weekend. He had a heart attack and he died. And his mother actually lived with him. And so he was her caretaker. And of course, she's Social Security, had no money. His name was Danny. He passed away. And within like 3 or 4 days, she receives a check of $25,000 to bury him with. And she called our office and just was beside herself because she was so thankful, because she had nothing to do that with. So anyway, that's something you don't care about, but it's a nice little benefit. It's something good for your family, essentially. On top of that, on something that is good for you, we've got a nice little 401k plan, and it's called a Safe Harbor plan rather than a normal 401k plan. I don't know, Dr. Ramrick, have y'all been over any of that kind of stuff with any of these guys of what the heck those things are?
No.
All right.
Okay.
2 types of 401k plans. One, you put money in, you stay with the company for 3 years or 5 years. This is what happens out in the business world. The company matches it, right? They put money in too. If you leave that company, they take their money back. You only keep your money that you put in. That's not the kind of plan we have. Our kind of plan is called a Safe Harbor. You come to work for us on day 1 and you put money in, and then we match it. And then on day 2, you go, you know what? I hit the lottery. HRC's not for me. Both your money and HRC's money that we put in, you get to keep. So that's a cool little feature. You don't have, that's called a vesting period on the other one. You don't have to wait 3 years or 5 years to get the company's money in your retirement plan so that you actually, reap the benefits of that. So that's a nice little thing. Our we take standard holidays. We have our we do PTO, which is sick and, just regular personal time, recreational. We get 8, I'm gonna get this wrong, but it's like 8 days your first calendar year, and it's prorated. So if you start in the middle of the year, you get half of that. But your second calendar year, you get 15 days. So that's 3 weeks of either vacation, sick, whatever kind of time, that's not a bad little package in my opinion.
And I'd say on the health insurance also, we basically cover the employee, with a basic package of health insurance. And most of you young guys, don't use the insurance so much right now. So the basic seems to work out pretty well for you. But there's opportunities to buy up if you've got a wife and kids, or a family or whatever, that you can buy up and get a lower deductible and those kind of things too. So I don't know how many companies out there actually cover that, but once you guys start paying for your own health insurance, you'll realize what a benefit that is, to have that paid for you. And I don't know how many companies out there in today's world are still doing that for their employees on that. Talking about internships and stuff, basically we don't have any just housing or cabins or apartments sitting over here waiting for you guys. When we find somebody that's interested in coming and doing an internship with us, we try to figure out a way to have a place for you to stay. So we just work together, and we get very creative, if you will. We've had guys that have lived in other people's basements. We've had people that have family in the Atlanta area that they stay with. I think when Luke came, you ended up staying with Davis's aunt, and just so we just find different ways to make it work. And what we have found is if that student is really wants to be here, and we really want them to be here, we find a way to get you here. From sometime in May through early August. Typically, we like to do at least 12 weeks with you being here. But somebody that's really wanting to go to work, they probably stretch that on out to 15 or 16, depending on the last day of class and the first day of class the next fall.
Anything else, fellas?
Oh, you
you mentioned helping new employees prepare for the FS. How do you go about doing that besides just field work?
So we pay one time for you to take the test. So that means go pass it, right? Don't mess around. We have some other guys that have taken it, and they'll let you borrow their book, their study book, and tell you, their trials and tribulations there. But in saying that, we want to encourage you. And if you need help studying with it or whatever, we've got guys here that have been through the fire that can help you with that, or understand how those questions are going to be asked, or how you're going to have to perform to get through it. I think Aaron Studdard is our most recent one that's passed it here, and we've got, I know, a couple of more that are signed up to get in also.
We don't, yeah. So there's no formal process there. It's if you need help, we're gonna help you. We want you to pass. We want you to succeed. So
pat you on the back, encourage you for sure. And like I say, tell you the truth, we don't encourage our guys to get their LS. We demand it. Okay, so that's where I want you going, right? I want you to take the steps that it's going to take to get you to that professional land surveying registration.
More questions?
So if there's not any questions, I want you guys to send me an email with a resume or any interest here. So my email is dray@hrcengineers.com. I don't know if it's going to, probably since we created that book that we handed out, I think we just changed our email addresses.
What we'll do, Darren and Aaron, is that we will put it on our job board. I'll print off your signature card and have it there on the board.
Awesome. And that'll be fine. But like I say, if you guys are interested, you got our phone number right there also with that. You can call us. And I'm Daryl Ray or Aaron McCullough. And you can do that, or you can send us an email, send your resume. And like I say, we're looking for guys that want to go full time starting in May, and we're looking for interns for over the summer. And I say that because what we want to continually be growing our survey department, and we want to continue to have a flow of interns and a good flow of new graduates also.
In terms of numbers, how many are you looking at?
I'm guessing probably for survey, we'd probably take 2 or 3 interns. For graduates,
couple.
yeah, I'd say 2. We'd love to have 2 new graduates starting with us in May.
And when, Dr. Ramp, when's graduation?
Some of them are graduating at the end of the spring, some at the end of summer.
So don't wait till May 6th to start sending out emails that, hey, I'm interested in a job, or hey, I'm interested in an internship either. Now is the time to do that. Preparation is key, right? So we've had that happen, and we filled slots, and then people have sent us emails that we would really love for them to come to work with us, and we just, there were no more openings left. So
remind me, and maybe I'm not remembering this correctly, but don't the students, aren't you required to have an internship or a semester of work or something before you actually get your degree?
By the course program, we're supposed to have 2 internships. Yes.
Okay.
But this particular, our graduating class for this spring, we got messed up in all that because they took all the internships away. So we're having to do senior projects.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say too was that if somebody is graduating, but the only thing they lack is that internship, we're all about that too. You know what I'm saying? That we'd love to even if you had to do that. So hopefully all of you guys would be okay. Like I say, with your senior project, but we would be willing to hire somebody in a full-time, situation, but knowing that they're still trying to fulfill their obligations to the university.
Make sure you pass all your classes though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. This is a very hardworking group of students. So a large majority of them already passed the capstone course, which is a small version of the FS exam. We do have your swag t-shirt. Do you have any criteria you want to issue it out? I mean, you do have one female. One of the questions is, are you a male or female? All right. But the rest, I don't know. How do you want me to give out your t-shirts?
I say just back them up and then fire a gun and then, like a little relay and let them just go grab it.
Well, I'm talking about, everybody got manned up.
No, but yeah, you might, get those other guys in the other room, give them a chance. But yeah, there's our stuff. Like I say, reach out to us. Love to have some of you guys up here. We want to keep our relationship with Troy University open, and keep that flow, if you will, of new talent coming in here and helping us out. So truly appreciate you guys attending us and letting us come do this. This is. I was a little bit nervous about how this might turn out, but you guys made it real easy for us.
Well, thank you all very much, Darren and Aaron. We appreciate your support in our program. And I do, again, specifically for supporting us in this far in terms of the food and the program, but more importantly, what you do in the geomatics profession, being able to extend your business operation and looking at hiring our students for permanent jobs and for opportunities. Thank you very much. And I will be sharing the link to you in terms of this video. You can use it in your promotion as well. And we look forward to having you hopefully after the post-COVID on your personal. All right.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Definitely want to come back to Troy.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right,